good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. It is March 4th and I'm back. I'm not even going to talk about my weekend because there's so much more to talk about with Brimstone. He was here last week for part 1. Today, part 2.
Part 2.
Hello.
I wore the same
Welcome
clothes.
back. Did we ever leave?
I wore the same clothes just to make sure there was a certain amount of continuity to ensure that we're all the same and you can link them up.
This is great.
Isn't that great?
Oh my God.
It's like the Marvel Universe. You have to watch both.
So he's an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer, but that's not only what this man does. He does so much more. He does voiceover work. He's a musician. He was a horror model, a philanthropist, a food critic, a comic book, animated video game, children's book hero. It goes on and on and on. And he has his own brand, Brimstone brand of everything you could think of, from backpacks to t-shirts to cologne and mustard and coffee and candy and chocolate bars and toys and video game app. It is amazing how much you have done over the years, building your brand, building your name.
Yep.
You know, just to reiterate, he started when he was 5 years old, people, as a child actor in Romper Room and Sesame Street. And, you know, I know people around my age and your age, you know, we grew up on Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah.
Sesame Street is, hello, every day.
Yeah.
Every day watch that. Every day.
You have iPad kids now. You had Sesame Street heads then.
I know. It's just so different. But I'm glad that it's still on.
True.
After all these years.
We've been in discussions. We've been talking.
Yeah.
I put it out there that I want to go and do the show. I said I want to come back.
Absolutely.
I'd love to do it. My friend Noel McNeil, who actually played Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yes.
He's the current director. I've been in touch with the showrunners and the producers.
Yeah.
If there's something that comes up that fits, then, you know, because things have changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. But if there's something that comes up that fits, you might see me back on.
Nice.
It would be great. Nothing's happening right now.
All right, I shouldn't ask you this, but I'm going to.
What?
Who's your favorite character on Sesame Street?
I was my favorite character. Who are you kidding? Just
I
kidding.
meant,
You're
come
talking about
on.
who? All right, so because
I have one.
Because of our long-term relationship, it was Carol as Big Bird. And what do you call it? One of my oldest memories is Big Bird walking up to behind, you know, after hours. My mother and I backstage, and Big Bird's walking up towards us like this, and they help lift the top half of him off, and inside is this human, which was Carol. And what do you call it? It was just insane. And then as he's walking away, I'm looking at the man that I said, "Oh my God, Big Bird ate this man, and they killed Big Bird. What's going on?" And then I look up, and then Snuffleupagus is up in the rafters. I go, "Oh my God, they killed Snuffy." But yeah, so those are that's my favorite.
My favorite is Grover.
You love Grover?
I love Grover.
Yeah, you don't like Elmo at all?
Ah, it's me, Elmo. Elmo was okay, but he was past my time. He was more like for my daughter. But for me, it was really Grover.
Super Grover.
Hello, my name is Grover. Not bad, right?
Not bad. I love Grover.
I love
Grover's
Grover.
Great. But,
and then my second was Cookie Monster.
Love Cookie Monster too. I'm going with my personal, simply because of and I reconnected with him later on, and we did conventions together.
Nice.
We did a PBS discussion at one of the big conventions.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
really, really fun.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have had the opportunity to kind of go back into
So
that.
how long were you actually on Sesame Street?
A couple episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a kid,
Yeah.
child actor. And then all the stuff happened that we mentioned. In last episode.
Yes, and if you didn't
Last
watch
week.
last week's episode, you need to go back and watch it because there's so much more to talk about. Let's get into, let's see, what should we get into? There's so much more to still get into. Let's
what
talk
kind
about,
of-
you
what kind of
actually,
things we can get into
you
this time?
actually featured in a couple of books.
Oh, yeah.
One was called The Bra Book.
The Bra Book. Yes.
That's a little interesting.
So my friend Janae Luciani, funny enough, it was okay. So when I started doing a lot of red carpets in Manhattan, I went out to do for Michael J. Fox. They had asked me to come out and do a red carpet for the Parkinson's Foundation.
Yes.
And so when I went out to do that, there was this young girl who's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, doing the interviews on the carpet.
Okay.
And so I went, and she was this so smiley and happy, beautiful girl. Her name was Janae. And after the interview, I said, "Wow, you did such a great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time." And she's like, "Hey, like, I'm doing a book. I'm in the middle of writing a book, and it's about bras and blah blah blah." She's like, "I'm getting celebrities' point of view on it. Would you be interested in being a part of it?" I go,
Okay.
"Sure, why not? When you're ready, give me a holler." And I gave her my information.
I mean, what did you know about bras? About maybe helping someone take one off?
Well,
Hello?
it was the males. It's the males' view of what they like and what they're interested in and so forth.
Okay.
So that was so there was a whole page about me and what I particularly like. You'll have to read the book to find
Like
that
lace, satin.
Yeah, and so I
Yeah.
I gave them the whole
Okay.
with the demi bras and this and that. And so there was
Look
I
at
gave
you
them
with
my
the demi bra.
Come on now. Come
Ooh.
on. So we demigod, demi-bra, it's all good. But no. So I a year later, whatever it was, she calls me up, "Hey, I've got it going. It's been picked up. Would you be able to do this?" And at the time, Bill Cosby was also in the book. He's been taken out since.
Okay.
But
Wow.
it was, what do you call it? It was like a lot of big names that she got
Wow.
involved.
That's
And
so cool when you think about it.
so I met her while doing a red carpet. I met her. She went on to do what do you call it? Oh my God, what's the? Oh my God, I can't believe I blanked out.
Which one? I have brain farts all the time.
The network that's all women, not we.
It's all women?
Yeah, it's all women's things. I just blanked out because it was there.
Not Oxygen. That's
No.
No?
It'll come to me.
All
But
right.
anyway, she wound up she became this bra guru.
Wow.
All right, huge name. She's the go-to girl, like on all the morning shows. Who
Wow.
came in and did, yeah, she did so many things. She does the what do you call it? What's the thing that you buy at home? That's the big one. I can't remember. I don't watch this stuff. This is a female thing. Wait, you know when you buy the stuff at home?
home shopping.
Home shopping.
A home shopping
Thank
network.
you.
Yes.
Home shop. Brim.
Home shopping.
The Home Shopping Network.
Yes.
She's a player on that now.
Really?
Yeah. Bravo Network.
Oh, there you go.
So she was on Bravo. She had
Yeah.
her whole show on the Bravo
Wow.
Network. So she became this huge thing. This adorable
The
little
bra
girl.
babe.
And she's still friends to this day. And now you want to talk about products? Had I not dealt with her and had I not met her, I wouldn't have had my line with Demeter Fragrances.
See?
I got my cologne because I went and I did the fragrance test with her.
that?
And what do you call it? And yeah, and it all ties in.
I know. It's
It all
all
ties
crazy
in.
how things happen.
Yeah.
You actually also were featured in a book called Worth Every Penny.
Worth Every Penny, yeah. That one was a little different. That an agent had asked me if I would do. And it was basically they were highlighting, my career and how I transitioned my business, my name into business.
Right.
You know what I mean? And and that's pretty much what that one's about.
Yeah.
So that one was a cool thing too, and that was on like the New York Times bestseller list and
Yeah.
all that. It's insane.
Tell me, see, you never know.
Never know.
Tell me about your Brimisms.
My Brimisms book. So on social media, if anybody follows me out there, I did it a lot on Twitter, which is now X. I got a story about that if you want it.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? I do it on Instagram. I'm very positive. I like to put positivity back out there. I like for people to feel confident in themselves and confident in their own being.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there with mental health issues.
Absolutely.
And,
Especially after COVID.
the worst. And and in terms of just body shaming and this.
Yes.
Feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm all about positivity. I've put out a lot of different things whether it's in a story or on a post or whatever. So people are like, Brim, you're so inspirational. You should write a book and put it out there.
Yeah.
So I'm already working on my autobiography, which takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too.
Brimstone from the Barren Wastelands of My Mind. And that takes up the extra time that I have.
Sure.
But I figured, you know what? I want to put out something inspirational, motivational.
Yeah.
I put together a small, what do you call it? What do they call it? A cocktail table book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Like the tiny book. You put it on the, like a table. People pick it up and look at it.
Coffee table book.
Coffee table. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Okay. Anyway, so literally an airplane landed on the Southern State Parkway here on Long Island. It's been a day.
You'll read about it or see it on the news. Yeah.
So anyway, I decided to make this coffee table book, and it's just different quotes of mine from throughout, the time that I grabbed them and I created a little book. The forward was done by my good friend Charles Martinet, who's the voice of Mario and Luigi for Nintendo for the last 30-somewhat years. And, he said some really nice things about me in that book. And I'm just proud to just be able to put it out there and have people smile.
Do you have a favorite Brimism?
No, they're all cool. You got to read the book.
All right, cool.
You got to read the book.
All right, so tell them your website. That way they'll know how to get it.
TheRealBrimstone.com.
There you
Definitely
go.
check it out there. And, I like to put out positivity.
So do I. So do
Gotta
I.
be
That's what I'm
positive.
all about. But you said you mentioned your autobiography.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago did you start that?
A lot sooner than I should have.
All right.
When you get into an industry, I thought that I was going to be a musician forever. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be a drummer. I thought I was going to be a drummer forever.
Right.
And then I became a wrestler. Then I thought I was going to be a wrestler forever.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you hang up your drumsticks, my friend.
Agreed. However, that's a chapter. This is a chapter. Wrestling's a chapter.
Yeah.
Wrestling brought me, even though I was at the dance, it brought me back to the dance in a different way.
Right.
It gave me my name that I now have, and that is the trademark. And the thing is when I was writing the book, it was during the tail end of what I was doing in wrestling.
Okay.
And I felt that was the right time to start writing it.
Yeah, but so much.
But
has
it was
happened
so
since
wrong.
then.
I was so wrong.
Yeah.
Because there was so much to this, expansive amount that wrestling becomes a very
Minute.
small
Yeah.
piece of that puzzle.
Right.
I don't forget where I came from. It's a very important thing to never forget where you came from and to always, show love to where your past.
Absolutely.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is it was a good thing. I stopped. I took a step back from it, and I go, I'm coming back to this. Now I'm trying to get back into everything and start writing it again.
Yeah.
And I have so much going on and so much to talk about that it's just it's a big one. So
that's
we'll
good.
see. Now I have
and then
have to do it. Yeah.
Maybe one day. Movie.
You know what? I would have. They would make a great life movie
Who
about
would
me.
play you?
Oh my God! I would love to say Chris Helmsworth, but he's too pretty. I don't know. It would have to be somebody young because they'd have to get me from younger. It's a long story.
Oh yeah.
It's a long story. I never thought about that. People have said it. People have said it.
Yeah.
I've had people that have wanted to do a reality show with my family. I've had, which my wife wanted no part in.
Yeah.
I've had
Too many divorces happen when that happens.
Oh, true. Very true. There's so many things that I've been approached with and I've turned them down and or it just wasn't the right move or.
You mentioned your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And
yeah, she all right.
How much?
Just
How much
kidding.
does she play a part in your decision making?
You know, she's really good. You know, she doesn't really harass me on too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
in terms of, like, if I say, listen, I'm doing it, you know, she's just like, all right, whatever. But most of the time, she's like, she's very supportive.
Oh, no, I know
It's
she
not
is.
most of the time. She's always very
No,
supportive, even
yeah.
on the stuff she doesn't like.
Yeah.
She's very supportive.
Yeah.
We're talking about 22, going to 23 years. You
Yeah.
know, we just celebrated
Long
our
time together.
23rd Valentine's
I
Day together.
know.
So, you know, she's very supportive.
And beautiful.
Yes, she's
And smart.
gorgeous. She is smart. She's a pain in my rear end. No, I'm just kidding. But no, the fact of the matter is that, you know, I'm not in it alone. My family's in it with me.
Right.
You know, so, you know,
But you've gone to her on a couple of occasions and say, "Hey, babe, what
I
do you
have.
think of this?"
I have.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's like, I don't like it. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm doing it anyway.
Right.
And then other times I'm like, all right, you know, you're right.
Yeah.
She's told me she's sniffed out a couple of the wrongdoers before I realized that they were wrongdoers. And she's like,
Right.
I don't like that person. I'm like, it's all right. I'm getting a
Yeah.
decent vibe. And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm not getting a good vibe. I'm like, all right. And it happens.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, 22 going up to 23 years.
That's a beautiful
It's a
thing.
long time. I love my wife.
It's a long,
you know, we've
no,
got
long
a great
time
family.
is 66 years, like my parents.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Isn't
That's
it?
crazy. But Danielle is very, very supportive.
Yeah.
What do you call it? She, you know, she's just finally, she started to come with me to more events here and there.
Yeah.
It's funny because when she first came out to do some red carpets in Manhattan with me,
Yeah.
she is, okay, so as much as I am an extrovert,
Yeah.
she's an introvert, you know.
Right.
Don't get, when she knows
Yeah.
you, and you know,
Yes,
she's
yes,
more, you
very
know,
sweet.
But you know,
No.
she was on the red carpet and she wasn't expecting them to throw me off and just be taking pictures of her. And she was like a deer in headlights. Poor woman. I love her so much. She's like this. I'm like, it's okay. She got so mad at me. Oh boy. But no, she's
God.
great.
No, she's great.
And what do you call it again? Like I said, when you're in entertainment, if you're in a relationship, you're both in entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, and that's to the good, bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
You know, it
That's
is what
good.
it is. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the good, bad, and ugly, I got to take another break. So stay right there. More with Brimstone when we come back.
One woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me for Brimstone Part 2.
I feel like a giant sitting next to you, by the way. I'm in this little chair. My stomach is bubbling out. I'm like 3 times your size. Right? Do you feel like you're in Jurassic Park right now?
A little bit.
You know what I mean? A little bit of King Kong. Ah, you know. Anyway.
Listen, I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. Thank you for everyone for watching the show, liking it, sharing it, and really, supporting Tea Time. I do appreciate it. But there's so much more to get to. In the last show we mentioned Stan Lee and his foundation, and we got that pic that we can put up of you and Stan real quick, because you said next time I'm going to tell you a story.
You want to know a story?
Of Stan Lee and Princess Leia.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you want the Stan and Carrie story? Okay.
Stan and Carrie.
So, so Stan.
But we do have to get to your baby going house.
Yes.
So,
Stan,
Go
when
ahead.
he was alive,
Yes.
he was doing, I guess his name was Lent, and he was a part of a show called Kamikaze, which is now the LA Comic Con. And Kamikaze would be out in LA every single year, and every year I'd get the phone call, "Hey, Brimstone, old pal, won't you do me a favor and come out and hang out with old Stan, and we're going to do the Kamikaze event, and everybody's going to be there." And I said, "Of course, Stan." And they didn't pay for anything because it's Stan, so they got away with murder.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, because a lot of the people, they live in LA anyway.
Yeah.
So I'd fly out, I'd go out, I'd see friends, I'd stay, wherever I was staying. And, I went out, and I hadn't seen Stan in a while, so I told Max, which is his right hand, and Yuka, which is his left hand. I told Max, I said, "Hey, I'd love to see Stan. I haven't seen him in a minute." And Max said, "He'd love to see you. He's going to be doing photo ops at such and such a time. It's like a small window." He goes,
Yeah.
"I'm not going to be there, but he's going to be there by himself. Go, can you make it?" I said, looked at my schedule. I said, "Yeah, I could take a break at that point from signing, and I'll shoot over there."
Yeah.
So I went over. Now I'm gonna put this in perspective. It was very rare that I got alone time with Stan.
Okay.
There was always somebody around.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
around. But I never had just him and me time, and that was very special when I did. So I was running to make sure I got to him at this point.
Yeah.
I walk in, I see he's behind the closed doors. I see him sitting down in his chair, and then I walk in. "Oh, hey, Brim, how you doing?" I was like, "Hey, Stan." Sitting, we talked for a couple minutes, and all of a sudden, in from the out comes Carrie Fisher. Now, I've never met Carrie before.
Okay.
We have a lot of mutual friends, Peter Mayhew, Ray Park, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of people from the Star Wars universe that I'm friends with, and so we have mutuals. And he goes, "Hey, Carrie, I'd love to introduce you to my pal Brimstone." And I'm like, where am I? Stan Lee is introducing me to Princess freaking Leia right now. Now, again, I don't fanboy. But this is like a holy crap moment. Now, the reason why I like to tell this story is people are always in the right place at the right time, and that happens. This isn't about that. Stan himself, when you meet Stan, or when you had the opportunity to meet Stan, he had such positive electric. It was electric. It was just I'm a feelings type of person, that feeling that you get. And, I was getting such positive energy, strong positive energy. When she came in, she was giving off the same type of strong energy.
Right.
I'm about that.
Yeah.
And I myself would like to think I have strong energy, but
a lot of energy in one place.
Right. It was so overwhelming. Carrie Fisher's giving me a hug, saying hello, giving me a kiss on the cheek like she knew me forever. I was like, it was so much. I said, "It was such a pleasure meeting you, Stan. I love you. I'll see you soon."
Yeah.
And I had to excuse myself.
Yeah.
There was so much energy in that room. I had to step away.
Wow.
Now here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Now here's the kicker. And again, she gave me a hug and kiss goodbye. I walked out. I was like, whoa, okay. Went back to sign. After Stan passed away, Carrie passed away. I had never seen her again after that. The two of them passed away. A picture showed up on the internet of the two of them in the room. It was right after I left.
Oh, wow.
Had I stayed, I would have been in that iconic picture of the two of them sitting
yeah.
next to each other. And what do you call it? So, when I saw it, I was like, wow.
They're like
wow.
together forever.
Yeah, and it was just insane how I go. I was just 2 minutes probably out from being in that picture.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was just such an iconic thing. So that's my story with Stan and Carrie.
That's wild.
But I used to sit in Stan's chair at POW Entertainment, which was his company. I'd sit in his chair behind his desk and pick up his phone and, hey, what's going on?
You do that so well.
Get out of my chair, Brim.
Well, before we talk about this, again, so much more to get to. Yeah. Let's talk really quickly about Salem Halloween Museum.
Yeah, super excited about that. So I believe it should start up in March. Depends on how quickly I can get down there.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very aligned with Salem, Massachusetts. Salem's Brimstone town, Brimstone territory. I do a lot with them every year. I go down there. I spend a few days down there. I'm friendly with a good portion of the mainstay people that are out there. Bora, who is one of the big street performers out there. We've done stuff together on social. We're going to be doing a show together.
That's cool.
So I'm very aligned with the city of Salem. What do you call it? So it was only natural for the Salem Halloween Museum to ask to put a Brimstone exhibit in there. So there's going to be a Brimstone exhibit starting this year.
There you go.
I procured a bunch of screen use things and so forth, memorabilia that I'm going to be bringing down there personally. I'm going to, have some fun with them. We're going to put it together.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm probably going to stop down at one of my favorite places there. Have you ever been to Salem?
No, but I told you, my daughter has, because her
Okay.
birthday's on Halloween, and she's so into Salem, Massachusetts.
One of the coolest places in the States. And one of my favorite places is Red's. Red's is a breakfast lunch spot.
Okay.
You can't get in there. If
You
you're
can't.
not, the line.
Wow.
If you're not going and they have you set to go, I can kind of just walk in there.
Yeah.
But
So I have to go there with you.
But if you go to Red's, you're not going to be disappointed. Unbelievable food.
Yeah.
But we're talking about doing a Brimstone menu item there.
Cool.
Just like I have all around, I have
Yeah.
Brimstone stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about doing that. So I'm trying to coincide it where we do a cool meal at Red's as well as the launch over at the museum, which
Nice.
will hopefully be, as when this comes out, everything should be in place.
Yeah,
we hope.
sometime in
We
March.
hope.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about RAD.
Rockers, actors, and athletes against driving drunk. Yes, that was a lot of. I don't want to say fun because it's not a fun topic.
No, it's
but
not.
It was
But it's an
a very
important one.
important thing for me to be a part of.
Yes.
I've done a lot of bullying things. I've done a lot of anti this, anti that. You name it. I've been a part of it at one point or another. But one of the things that is very important is trying to get people to stop drinking and driving. Don't drive under the influence.
Right.
You're killing yourself. You're killing other people.
Exactly.
It's not cool. And most of the time, the people that are driving drunk are the ones that are still alive
Yes,
after
they
the thing
survive.
happens.
They survive.
So,
yeah.
What it was a bunch of actors and athletes and musicians, just like in the name.
Mm-hmm.
We all kind of got together and under this one roof, and everybody was trying to promote, hey, don't drink and drive.
Yeah,
Don't drink and
yeah.
drive. So.
No, it's a very, very important thing to do. Now, in 2018, you did something called Score Mentors.
Score Mentors.
So tell me about that, because that caught my eye and my ear.
So for anybody who knows me, or if you don't know me, I do a lot of entrepreneur type businesses. I have the Grindhouse Radio. I connected with Score.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
I connected with Score through Grindhouse.
Right.
So Grindhouse, we wound up doing a bunch of different competitions, and we just wanted to get an idea for.
Well, just tell everyone what the Grindhouse is.
Okay, so the Grindhouse Radio is my regular podcast.
Yes.
I do it once a week. It's 2 hours a week. We've been doing it for the last 8, almost into 9 years. 2015, I think, is when we started.
And you pre-record,
on a Monday,
and then it's shown on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, without fail.
And that's on
Thursday.
every platform.
Every platform. We're on iHeart and Spotify are our big ones, and then we're on over 30 networks syndicated, and then we're on other platforms and so forth that don't go through our syndication.
Right.
So we're out there. We do between 3.5, 4 million listeners weekly worldwide.
I was going to say that, but you
Yeah.
beat me to it.
Yeah.
Say it again. 3.5
To
to
4
4
million.
million people weekly.
It's a lot of people.
Tune in.
It's cool. I appreciate it. Here on the island, we're doing like 670, 750,000 respectively here in our area.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we just found out that we won 2024
Congratulations.
best streaming radio station on Long Island
Yeah.
for this year. We won 4
and
years
for
in a
many
row.
years, Beth Page, Best of Long Island.
Yeah, we won 4 years best radio station where we were beating all the AM FM radio. We appreciate it. We
Yeah.
didn't expect it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We love our following. We love everybody that supports us.
Yeah.
We're just going and doing our thing. You know what I mean? It's pop culture talk. I have a whole
have
bunch
a-
of
you have
different
a
friends
crew,
on. We have our
right?
cast.
Right.
Kim Dragna, Tom Greer, Rob Medina, Lee Quailau, Nate Palmer. That's my crew,
Right.
and we've changed crew members,
Yes,
cast members over
yeah,
the years. People come and
People
gone.
go on
and
to do different things.
it is what it is. But the mainstay is myself, Kim, and Greer.
Right.
And, we've been doing this for a long time. So the Grindhouse wound up being involved in this competition. It was the SCORE, grand championships and so forth. We won the grand champion. So we won 15 grand and as a small business championships.
Nice.
We won 15 grand and we had to go down to this whole thing and shebang. And what they realized at SCORE is that I knew more than all their mentors.
Oh, wow.
So while they're sitting and doing the stuff and I'm correcting people,
Yeah.
and I don't like to do that, but I've been around for a long time, and I'm talking.
Well, if you're going to get it right, get it right.
If you're going to do it, you get it right. And I also realized while I was there was that they didn't have anybody who was in the creative realm teaching people what the right thing to do is when you're starting a business.
Right.
Creative businesses. Here, this studio, this is exactly what I'm talking about. A creative business. You cannot run this like an accounting firm.
Correct.
You can't run this like a grocery store. It's a different animal. So you need somebody who can help those creatives to
Yeah.
move to the next level.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. After I did that, I said at the time I wasn't touring as much, so I had a little bit more time.
Right.
And I said, hey, I have no problem. I'll do the mentorship.
Yeah.
So I started mentoring. I did their class, did their course just to make sure that I was qualified.
I was going to say certified.
Here's the problem. Here was the problem. I helped too many people. Too many people wanted me. They kept as soon as I went up on that site and people saw my resume.
Right.
They go,
Oh,
we
yeah,
want him.
of course.
Then you had fans that saw I was up there. I want him.
okay.
And I was getting
Bombarded.
like, it was because they send you just a couple things and you can
Right,
pick and choose.
right.
No, it was, I had more than anybody in the area.
Wow.
And and the guy that was running the Long Island area, old school, didn't respect the fact that I'm in the public eye.
Right.
He was giving people my freaking phone number directly.
Oh, no.
I said, you cannot do that.
No,
I said,
no.
also, it was hard to mentor.
Well, what about doing almost like a tech talk?
I
and
could
just
have
get
done
a bunch
that.
of people together and do that.
But because he was too old school, no, we can't do that. You have to do them individually. I said, listen, brother, I'm doing this
No.
out of the goodness of my heart. I'm doing it for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
I don't need to do this.
Right.
And that's where, after doing it for a certain amount of time, I kind of petered off of that, and I said thanks for the time.
Yeah.
I let the people up top know this is why I was not doing it,
Right.
and I continue to mentor the people that I was mentoring prior.
Yeah.
So I still deal with,
Yeah.
a good handful.
Okay.
A good handful, probably about 15, 20 people
Okay.
that I still help with their
Yeah.
businesses when they have questions. But it was so much. We're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of people. Thousands requesting, hundreds that I spoke with.
Wow.
I couldn't do my own work.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't do my own work.
Because then your stuff gets
No.
put on the back burner.
And they didn't understand the guy didn't understand that I'm currently in the public eye. I run my own businesses.
Right.
I tour
a lot.
I have a family. I don't have time
Yeah.
to do all of
Yeah.
this. And
So it almost a hobby
yeah.
kind of like almost turned into a business.
Well, that's what it is. They were they're all retired people that do the score stuff.
Right.
So
And you're not.
yeah, and I'm not.
There's a big difference.
So score mentor, and I did that, and again, I still consider it that I'm a score mentor because I still mentor.
Well,
I still
yeah, and
mentor
it's very
people.
nice of you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are people out there that have questions.
They needed
and,
it. I
you know,
helped
they
turn
need
around.
guidance. I mean, sometimes you don't know where to go, where to start, who to turn to. I mean, and then, you know, one person can give you advice that is not totally the right advice.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, a couple of these people, mentors, told some of these people that had their businesses, they should just shut down. They're never gonna do anything. They're gonna shut down. No. This one woman had an art gallery, and the way she ran it, she was not gonna make any money. It was a losing proposition. Somebody on the money side is gonna say, "You're an idiot. You're not going to do this. You can't do this. No, it's not happening."
Right.
Which is what they told her.
Right.
From a creative standpoint, I said, "This is what you need to do." I said, "You need to do X, Y, Z. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you're going to maximize. This is what you're going to minimize. This is how you're going to proceed. From here on out. Let's start doing this.
Right.
Let's talk again in a month. Let's see what
And
happens."
let's see what happens.
She goes, a month later,
The
"Oh my
formula
God,
worked.
Brim, that formula worked."
See?
Because it wasn't my formula. It was a formula that I came up with for her, knowing what she was trying to accomplish.
Right.
So again,
It's all
you know,
individualized,
right.
personalized.
Business in
customized.
general is not a one size fits all.
No.
Podcasting, TV, it's not a one size fits
No.
all.
Yeah.
So, you can have your winning, idea,
Yeah.
but you have to customize it. You know what I mean? To the person you're working with.
Yeah.
Coming down to that, you want to talk Grindhouse Radio.
Let's talk Grindhouse Radio.
So the Grindhouse, funny enough, started as as me getting back at somebody who tried screwing me.
Okay.
I said, "You're going to do this. I'm going to do it bigger and better. No problem." And I kind of just brushed myself off, and I said, "All right, here, let's do this." So, what do you call a couple of my interns at the time,
Yes.
for Hound Comics?
Right.
We had great conversations in the house. Said, "Look, what do you guys think of doing a podcast?" I already had the IP, I had the name, I had the information, ready to go.
Yeah.
And I said, "This is my idea, but it's ours if we want to do it." And we sat down behind a microphone after hours in our old offices, our Hound offices,
Right.
and sat at an empty desk. And wow, an hour went by like this. And we go, "We have something here."
Yeah.
Sure enough, within a year, I dealt with iHeart. iHeart contacted us. Would like to have you come on to the network. That was before everybody could be on iHeart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We moved from 1 hour to 2 hours.
Right.
We started working with, a different Connecticut School of Broadcasting. They gave us their space for a little while before we had our own studio.
Right.
Eventually, we got into our own studio.
Yeah.
We went into, we picked up a house, and we were going to convert that into studios, but the house was too old for us to, it's good, we could spend too much money. So we got rid of the house, and we went into because we had a whole full house. We were going
Yeah.
to convert the whole place.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, this is going to be way too much work. So we went to go into an office building,
Yeah.
which is where we currently are.
Right.
We've been
And you're in Levittown.
yeah, for the last 6 years,
Yeah.
where you've seen it.
Yeah.
And it was a great move, and we have been doing it for
And again, who knew?
this many years.
Now you have all these other things underneath this umbrella, the Grindhouse. You have within Brimskin.
within Brimskin,
You have truly
inconsequential. Yeah,
Now you had, which you don't do anymore, but during quarantine you had Quarantine.
Yes.
With Brimstone.
Quarantine with Brimstone was a need for me to be creative.
Yeah.
In a time where nobody could do anything.
Yeah.
I had a setup at home. It was before I was endorsed by Bayer Dynamic and everybody, and the mics and everything.
Yeah.
And no, I'm sorry. I was endorsed by Bayer Dynamic, but COVID happened so quick, everything shut down. I couldn't get anything
Right,
Bayer at home.
right.
So I had like the Yeti, and I had it all set up, and I'm sitting at home at my kitchen table, and I was just like, you know what?
What can I do?
What can I do? And I just called my friends. I was like, hey, Charles Martinez, You want to get on? Let's just have a chat. We'll do it live. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens. We'll
yeah.
just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's just everybody will be a fly on the wall.
Right.
And we'll just talk.
Yeah.
I had my buddy Dinko D from Lead Us to the New School. That was Busta Rhymes' group. What do you call it? So that we grew up together.
You
So
did.
we did that.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God, I can't even remember everybody that we did that with, but we did a whole bunch of these things and had such a great time.
Yeah.
Because it was just so casual.
Yeah, exactly.
We had no
Yeah.
time limits, nothing. We
Yeah.
just did it. But Grindhouse is my main deal.
That's your baby.
What do you call it? That and the
Yeah.
Dirty Little Secrets Club.
That's what I was going to ask you. The Dirty Little Secrets Club.
Yes.
Tell me about that and how that got started.
So Dirty Little Secrets Club, I did a guest spot on a show called The Trophy Wife Life.
Right.
And what do you call it? That Trophy Wife Life is what I believe what the name was then.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? Dana Pereira was one of the hosts. And what do you call it? Day and I clicked real quick. And, after I did the show, we stayed in touch. And, she asked me for my advice. I gave her my advice. We spoke business advice and so on and so forth. And then she had a problem, came up with her co-host. So, what do you call it? She was going to quit. She was going to quit everything. I go, Day, you've put too much time and effort into this
Yeah.
IP. You have it. You should continue doing stuff with it.
Right.
She goes, you know what? You're right. I said, listen, I would work with you. She goes, you would? I was like, yeah, of course. And we're like, well, let's come up with a concept. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Came up with Dirty Little Secrets Club, something that was a little risque, something completely different than what I normally would do.
Yeah.
And we put this thing together, and it was, I'm not going to lie, it was raunchy for a long time.
Yeah.
Which at first my wife, Danielle didn't like that.
Yeah.
But Dana's like her bestie now. She loves her. They're like two peas in a pod, the two of them. We were out in California. They had a blast together,
Right, yeah.
But they're 2 years later,
Yeah.
and
all worked out.
we're charting in all different areas of the world.
That's great.
And Grindhouse Radio, we were in the top. We were number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6
Yeah.
in all shows on Apple for quite some time,
long
years
time.
ago.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about like growth and this was what I'd been looking for,
Yeah.
and it kept me being creative.
Right.
So Grindhouse, Dirty Little Secrets Club, I do within Brimstone every week as well. That's with
Yeah.
my engineer Alex,
Right.
his girlfriend Meg. What do you
Yeah.
call it? So she came in. She actually, what do you call it? She's been trying to do more in with Grindhouse and within Brimstone.
Yeah.
So you're building out your family.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin Smith. Kevin built out his family. And this is how he does it. When he does something, all his people, that's who he calls.
Yeah.
So that's
I
what I
get
do.
it. So where do you go from here?
You just keep going up. You keep going up. Since we have the studio and I have all the mics, everything set up.
Yeah.
I'm always about the next natural progression.
Okay.
It's always what's the next natural progression. Just
Yeah.
like you're here, you're doing the talk show.
Yeah.
You could have either gone to acting after or started with acting, then gone to talk show.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the next natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the next natural progression, having the studio, is let's do voice acting. Let's do more voice work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've been doing a ton of voice work.
I love voiceover work.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
So much fun.
It's a lot of fun. One of the big things that is coming right down the pike. One of them is I play this character Beazle, the cutest little character, a little toothpaste character in this show called The Brush Brigade. It's myself. You got Jason Font and Kat Sutherland.
We have a video.
Oh, do you?
Of the
You have that one.
Brush Brigade.
The Brush Brigade.
Yeah, Brush Brigade. Let's take a look at it.
Sounds good.
Is this thing on?
Tilt it to the side.
Phew! There we go. Hi, my name is Phoebe, and these are my best friends Buck and Beazle.
Hi.
We are the new members of the Brush Brigade, here to help children all over the world defend their teeth from the evil Emperor Decay.
And his yucky little minions.
Beazle, what are you doing?
Tell them you're the Tooth Fairy's daughter.
Yes, my mother is the famous Tooth Fairy, the Queen of the Brigade. Everyone in Bristleville was hoping I'd become a collector just like her and follow in her footsteps.
Beazle, you're in the way!
The thing is, I've always wanted to walk my own path with my friends, and become the greatest defender there ever was.
Please don't touch the camera! Give me the... just give me the... Don't be difficult. Oh, give me the camera. No, I got it. Just...
Attention, Brush Brigade! B Squad report for duty!
If decay is on the way, Brush Brigade will save the day!
God, how
That's the
cute
Brush
is
Brigade.
that?
So I'm the little toothpaste character, which I guarantee you will be the popular one. The art has changed a little bit in the stuff that's coming.
It's been tweaked.
Has been tweaked. That was so they did that before I was on board, and then they brought me on, and we switched the whole thing, and I voiced Beazle, and what do you call it? And they put that back out, and everybody went crazy for it. Thank God. But I think it's so cool because I get to play this high-pitched, crazy fun character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's fun because people don't expect it. So Fawn.
Now, did you come up with those
that was all me.
voices
That was
on
all
your
me.
own, or
Yeah.
was it something that they...
That was me. I saw the character.
So
I go,
cool.
I know what I'm going to do.
Really?
I know what I'm going to do. I want to be this fun little, crazy little
yeah,
character and make little noises and, he doesn't really speak.
Right.
At one point,
But you know he's there.
Yeah, and so, but he also comes. He can make himself big. So that's what he's. Like he's such a cute character. I love him to death. The pilot is coming out shortly, and it's really funny because Jason, I've known Jason and Kat for a long time from Power Rangers, and Jason Fawn. When they said that they had me set for Beazle, he goes, "You're joking, right? I don't know about that." and it's funny because Amadi, who runs, it's his baby, and Amadi goes, "No, you haven't heard it yet, have you?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "No."
Right.
So he goes, "Let me just play this for you."
Yeah.
So he put it on, and he was like,
That was it.
Okay. He was like, yeah, that works. They got it. And congrats, Jason. They just had their new baby girl, so congrats on that. But, I'm excited about that one. Also, we've got Rose and Locket, which is a video game.
Yes.
I play the character Wrath.
Yeah.
So it's the 7 Deadly Sins. It is like a Western meets, like the post-apocalyptic, it's just everything Brimstone but Western,
Right. That's
it's
cool.
just so cool. And I play the character Wrath, which is like this real groaning type of character with this Western voice, But it's like a preacher-esque
Love it.
character.
Yeah.
I think we have a clip of that too, if you want to.
Do we?
See
We have a
that
clip
one's
of
a quick one, yeah. But that's the Wrath character is a lot of fun, yeah.
That is your choice, then.
That is my right, as the grand sin of the underworld.
So that's right about as they're going into the main battle between the hero, which is you as the player, against Wrath.
That's so cool.
That's an old clip. So what do you call it? There's a lot of new stuff that's going to be coming out.
And we have one more before we take my last break. The Seymour. Tell me about Seymour.
So Seymour the Unfortunate Vampire is great. I get to even though we're not in any scenes together, my friend Marshall Teague, who is from what do you call it? You know who Marshall Teague is or no? He's from Roadhouse.
Okay.
So he was the main bad guy in Roadhouse.
Who it is. Yeah.
So
I'm better with faces than names.
Yeah,
but yes, I know who it is.
So he is also in this. And friends of mine, again, Joe Kane is a Long Island guy. He was like, "Hey, Brim, do you think you'd want to get involved in this? I have a perfect character for you." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
You say yes to everything.
No, I don't say yes to everything. I say yes to almost everything.
I try to.
One of the most important things I've ever learned is how to say no.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I am super excited about this one.
Let's see that one.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
I did it.
You know I don't like getting my hands dirty, but you...
I'm a good little worker, B. I can be helpful. Please.
The Shadowlands. They're none of your concern anymore.
I can be creepy every once in a while. So that was actually filmed a while back, and we just came back and refilmed for the rest of what it's going to be. Originally, it was going to be a series, and then they decided they're going to make it into a movie, and that's part of the, now we went back. And so, yeah, you're going to see a lot of my character.
I like it.
And it's a pretty bad, I can't say that word, a pretty bad character. You know what I'm saying? With the A after.
I get it. I totally get it.
See, I caught myself.
Caught himself. Hey, listen, you know what? We only have like 5 minutes left, so I don't think we're going to take my last break. I think we should just
you do whatever
keep
you got to
going.
do.
What do you think?
I think you should do whatever you got to do.
I want to continue talking because we only have, like I said, 4 minutes left. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you again, everyone, for watching the show, liking it, sharing it. This is part 2 with Brimstone. Amazing career. Again, just shout out to everybody where they can follow you, find you, your website.
Not my house, please. My wife will get very upset. We've had those before. It's not a nice thing. What do you call it? You can follow me. My official website is therealbrimstone.com. I am on all social media. You can find me on Instagram at @TheRealBrimstone. That's where I spend most of my time. If you write to me on Insta, it's me responding to you. I do not have an assistant do it. Within all those hundreds of comments and so forth, you are getting real engagement with me. So, I pride myself on that. So if you guys would, hop over there, I greatly appreciate it. Also, you can see all the cool things that are going on. You see when we have, the big, displays in Manhattan, anything big going on, little clips, you'll see it there first, either there or my website. And it's verified. You'll know it's me, and it's a legacy verification, not one of these BS ones that people just grabbed.
So again, he's on all social medias.
At Entrance to Hell on X, I'm verified there. Fun, quick story.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to. Stan Lee's people tried getting me verified on Twitter when it was Twitter.
Right.
Norman Reedus's people, tried getting me verified. I was back and forth with them countless occasions, and they never verified me.
Really?
Follow me here. I wound up getting hacked, or they tried hacking me the other day. So I went and I got the 2-step verification. I didn't want to buy it, but I bought the 2-step verification.
Right.
So they automatically put you in for a review for verification. I wasn't going to show it because I was pissed at them.
Right.
And the only reason why I did is because I want to make sure that I didn't lose my account.
Yes.
2 days later, there's a verification up there, and on it says verified since 2016. I was like, what the hell? Apparently there was a glitch, and they never put the check mark up on my account. I was verified since 2016.
Wow.
How stupid is that, right?
Wow.
I went to Twitter and they didn't do anything for me. All they had to do, if a human would have looked at it, they would have noticed.
Yeah.
So they went in, they saw it, and they put it and verified it. They said, no, this has been since, That's my life.
Wow.
That's my life. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Yeah. At Entrance to Hell on X. If you go to, if you use social media, you can use Brimstone GIFs. They've been used over 1.8 billion times. So you just put in at GHR, or on certain things at Brimstone, or put in Brimstone. You'll find my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for tuning back in to part 2.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it. Find him what he's doing real quick. We have like a minute and a half, but do you have any kind of upcoming in-person things going on? I know you're working on your autobiography, and maybe one day it'll become a film, but is there anything like in the near future, or not really?
I do so many different appearances throughout the year, all around the country and around the world. So
where are you going next? Do you have any idea?
Right now, I'm supposed to be filming for a show next month. So I'm going to be doing, it's called Dark Echoes. It's a paranormal show. So I'm going to be filming for that. That's for Amazon Prime. That'll come out next year.
Nice.
And then, I have a couple other things I can't talk about.
I know.
But I am going to be back on the road signing at the conventions. So if you guys are out and about, just follow me on social. You'll see what's coming up.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, thank you so much for doing this.
Appreciate you
Part 1 and
having
Part
me.
2, my door's always open.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you had a blast like I did. Again, thank you, everyone, for your love, your support. Tell everyone you love them. And I'll see you next week. Ciao.